asked her where I could find truthful, accurate data about cancer in our neighborhood. And they said the Southern California Cancer Registry, run by Dr. Thomas Mack out of the USC School of Medicine. They're the very same people that were, the very same person that was castigated by the work group. So it's like, Bonnie, Gail Dyer, go talk to her. If you can't give me a name, there's one thing.
You don't need to know.
You made
any
it
names.
up. You made it up.
You don't need to know.
Hey,
any names.
this is not a productive.
Well, that's okay, but you see, this is what I get. Whenever you ask questions, you get that. And it's a very common response. I asked Mr. Hirsch repeatedly in November of 2010, he came up and said the governor signed a secret deal with the Boeing company to lessen cleanup standards. And the governor ordered the Department of Justice and the Attorney General in California not to help DTSC defend themselves against Boeing's lawsuit. Now this sounds a lot like the governor was involved in conspiracy and obstruction of justice. And I asked Bonnie.
What year did you say that was?
Excuse me?
What year did you
November
say?
November of 2014.
Okay, so this is Governor Brown.
Yeah, this is Governor Brown. Showed a big picture of him with the Boeing logo above him walking down a gang ramp. I've asked repeatedly the work group for documentation. I said, if the governor really did sign a secret deal, if it's secret, how did you guys find out about it? And you've got to have a copy of this secret deal. Could you please make it public? I've heard nothing. Please show me an email that orders the Attorney General not to help DTSC. Hasn't been forthcoming. Where can we get oversight? So what I'm going to do is file a bunch of videos, and I'm going to ask every politician who backs the work group to please come up and ask the work group these same questions. Because if we are being lied to, if there is no data to back up what is being said, then this whole thing is a charade. And it goes along with that one word I was talking about. It's called corruption. And it's whenever, in fact, I would love to run one of the videos I got here. It talks about how you capture an agency. And it works for the right and the left. And it's very obvious that that's what's been happening around here. And quite frankly, I'd like it to stop. If this thing doesn't get much better, if it doesn't start improving with the CIR, I'd really like to see the Attorney General start investigating this entire thing from top to bottom. I just don't know what else we can do about it. On the other side, I'm having a lot of intelligent, qualified scientists talk to me from different agencies within the government, different nonprofits, and everybody is getting lined up for the EIR. They want to analyze it. They want all the scientific people to please contact the politicians who are in charge. Some of these agencies have really good contacts with Fran Pavley, Barbara Boxer, and Julia Brownlee. Those politicians know that these people are honest. If they tell them what's wrong, they will believe them, because these politicians work with these people, and they know they are not tainted by the Boeing company or the military-industrial complex. Not everybody on this planet is corrupt, but there are a lot of people that people depend on. Do you want to screen that video?
Sure.
20 questions? One of the videos that we're working on right now is, I'd like to call it 20 questions, but we may have more or less than 20 questions. So this is questions part 1. And what I'd like to do is involve other members of the CAG, and maybe even people from the community. If you have questions for the work group, if you have questions for Committee to Bridge the Gap or Consumer Watchdog, we'd like to put it on tape and put it on a video so everyone knows what questions are not being asked and or not being answered. And then maybe we can get some answers to some of this stuff. Roll 'em, Otto. Now this is a work in progress, shall we say. This is very much a rough cut, but this will give you an idea what I've been doing. Alec asked me if I'd like to do this on a regular basis, like one every 2 weeks or something, and yeah, it sort of sounds like a fireside chat type of thing, you know? Hey, this is John Luker reporting from.
I'm John Luker from the SSFL CAG unit. There are a lot of groups that talk about SSFL, and they make outrageous claims, and there's no documentation to back it up. I continually ask Mr. Hirsch for documentation for his more outrageous claims? Nothing but silence. So today, I'm going to ask some questions of Mr. Hirsch. Questions that I've asked in the past and got no answer. My first question, Mr. Hirsch, could you please publish your curriculum vitae? That's a resume, for those of you who've never heard of that. It would detail out your educational experience. It would detail out the work that you've done in the past. Quite frankly, I don't even think you went to college. And we have no record of any college that you graduated from, which might be why you haven't released your resume for anyone. And believe me, there are a lot of people who would like to know where you graduated from college. Mr. Hirsch, several years ago, you and Damon Wayne.
He graduated from Harvard in '64?
Okay.
Degree in psychology.
Seriously?
I'd like to see the test results from those samples. You gave the samples to the water board, they analyzed them, they were done with public monies. I would really like the public to know exactly what you know about what's in Buck Canyon. Also, was this sampling and testing done under the auspices of Ventura County Supervisor Linda Park's office? That would be important too. Has she seen the results of your sampling? Mr. Hirsch, in testimony in front of the Democratic Party of the San Fernando Valley, you said that